Good evening, everybody. City of Clear Lake Shores City Council regular meeting, February 7th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. We do have a quorum of all city councils present. Item 2 is pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the Texas flag. Item number 3 is reports from council. Councilman Steve Wirtes.
I have nothing at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Wirtes. Councilman Rick Fisher.
So we're going to have a Parks and Pool meeting next Monday on the 13th. Be a few things to be discussing there. One of them being the access to the pool, the new gate code key for that, with the some of the proposals for that. So hopefully next meeting Chris will have a really good update on what they've been doing. And just a quick update, we have put the order in for the memorial bench for Craig Ward. We got that sent in and sent in the photo and the inscription. And we're hoping to get a proof back on that. They said 7 to 10 days, so hopefully sometime next week we'll be able to get a proof back. And if that looks good, we'll send that on in. And then once that bench is done, we'll get it put over there in Jarbo.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Fisher. And Councilwoman Monica Ledet.
I don't have anything to report at this time.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ledet. Councilman Alex Scanlon.
No report.
Thank you, Mr. Scanlon. And Mayor Pro Tem Randy Chronister.
No report.
Thank you, Mr. Chronister. Just 2 quick reminders. We do have man cakes on this weekend, starting at 8:30 to 11 o'clock. So that's right before Valentine's, and don't forget Valentine's for all your lovely wives. And then also we have Mardi Gras on the 18th at Okies. And a reminder for that. And I would like to introduce our new city administrator, Mr. Brad Gowdy. There he is behind you. And just to let you know, he's a city administrator. He actually starts on the 20th. And he picked that strategically because we're closed that day for President's Day. So pretty good, pretty smart guy right there working off the start of it. But 30 years of progressive experience in municipal government. He has extensive education and experience in public administration, emergency management, law enforcement, and fire and EMS and municipal government. Brad also brings experience in managing numerous hazards known to the southeast Texas, such as hurricanes, winter storms, pandemics, and chemical hazards, of which we've all experienced and know about. Brad holds a Master of Public Administration, Certified Public Manager, BS Emergency Administration, and Disaster Planning. He is also Certified Peace Officer, Firefighter, Arson Investigator, and Licensed Paramedic. Man, what do you not do? Brad's leadership style is grounded in a servant leadership philosophy whereby promoting service to others above self. His emphasis is on promoting a culture built on encouragement, empowerment, and respect. Life's focus should be committed to the success of others, and personal success will surely follow. Brad is obviously married to his beautiful wife, Miss Lorenda, who's here tonight, of 34 years. Welcome, Lorenda. And they have 2 adult children, Lauren and Colton. So very proud of their also 3 grandchildren. So congratulations on that. So let's welcome Mr. Brad and Lorenda to City of Clear Lake Shores. We look forward to your long, long, long tenure with the city. All right, staff report. Oh yeah, do you want to have a microphone for a second? Thank you, Brad. Next is, item 4, staff reports. This will be, Police Department Interim Chief Donaldson.
Mayor, Council, for January 2023, the traffic stats, we had traffic contacts was 132, 7 narcotic offenses, 5 accidents, 1 fraud, 1 assault, 1 theft, and 20 arrests. That includes warrant arrests. Assist other agency, we had 4 residential checks, 79, business checks, 511. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Donaldson. And then, next, Mr. Brad, do you want to add anything? 'Cause this is where you would go next.
No, but I've got great things to come, looking forward.
Alrighty. Next is, the public comments. At this time, any person with city-related business may speak to the city council. If the topic of discussion is related to an item on the agenda, the comments may be made now or at the time of agenda item is discussed. If the topic of discussion is not related to an item on the agenda, the city council cannot deliberate or take any action at this time. Comments from the public should be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per individual. Yes. And please state your name and address, please. I don't know if that mic is on. Can you check that?
Thank you. My name is Linda Machowski, and I live at 1019 North Shore Drive. We want to welcome you, sir. This is an elevation inventory that, of every home in Clear Lake Shores. This was recently provided to the FEMA Region 6 by Mayor Kurt Otten. It should have been supplied 3 years ago. This list is filled with incorrect elevations. Here is the correct elevation certificate from my home at 1019 North Shore Drive. It is 15 and a half feet above the base flood elevation. Current requirements by FEMA floodplain maps for this area on North Shore Drive is 14 feet. My home is 1.5 feet higher than the current required height of 14 feet. Yet Mayor Otten is responsible for reporting the false elevation of 13 feet, which puts my home at 2.5 feet lower than the actual. This false elevation leaves my home in harm's way. Again, lying to federal officials is a felony. This is retaliation. It is current and it is ongoing. When I exposed Mayor Kurt Otten's non-conforming toilet, his wife Teresa used Brent Cooley, the officer that is accused of harassing a female police officer, to file a police report and falsely accuse me of trespass. My home has been exonerated by FEMA Region 6 on 2 first-hand inspections by officials out of FEMA, Denton, Texas. The Ottens are in violation, not me. How many trips to the DA has Teresa Otten made with no success? I am asking that this false number be corrected on this FEMA inventory list. I am asking that Teresa Otten's false report be removed from files. I'm asking that Mayor Ted Guthrie's city letter saying I built an unlawful structure be corrected. I'm asking that all permits for the entirety of 1019 North Shore Drive be kept in city files. They have been removed, stolen, taken several times. I am asking that a false FEMA CAV report made by official Phil Decker and used as retaliation currently by Mayor Kurt Otten be removed from city files. I am asking that a letter written by Olson & Olson and Jack Friday, a former building official, threatening me with criminal charges to use my permitted home, be removed. I am asking that FEMA ordinances and drainage regulations be enforced to prevent the loss of our city's flood insurance and flooding of homes by unscrupulous people. I am asking that my First Amendment right to free speech be assured, as Mayor Otten and Olson & Olson have taken this from me for the past year.
Time is up, ma'am.
Thank you very much for your attention.
Alright, anybody else for public comments? Yes.
My name is Samantha Fisher, and I live at 515 West Shore. And I just wanted to let everybody know that I've been looking on the internet, and I like to research statistics and stuff like that. And around us, around this whole neighborhood, in League City in particular, and on Galveston Island, crime has been up there more than 20% at the end of last year. And so I just wanted to say thank you to our police officers and our police force for keeping us safe when the dangers and crime is rising up around us. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Fisher. Anybody else?
Hi, Trish Scarborough, 615 Oak. I just wanted to say that I noticed on the agenda tonight is something in closed council. It's a typical thing we see on the agenda, assignment, reassignment, termination, whatever. But it happened to have Interim Chief Donaldson's name mentioned. So I have no idea what's going on in closed session, but I would just like to preface this with, if this has anything to do with him being hired, fired, whatever, just a couple of quick comments that come to mind. The short time that I've lived here, this little tiny perfect community has experienced some pretty dramatic events. One maybe that comes to mind, the shooting at IHOP. We've had a couple of SWAT team issues, pretty unusual for a small community. I would have to think that somewhere Chief Donaldson, who's been here for I don't even know how long, probably handled these, had some hand in handling these with precision, executed precision that ultimately resulted in a quick, swift end, and the safety of our community, the best interest and safety of this community. So that would be, and I would also want to ask everyone in this room, is anybody here feeling safe in their homes? If not, it's probably maybe due to something David Donaldson has to do with.
Thank you, Ms. Scarborough. Anybody else?
Vincent Benenel, address 650 Pine Road, and also the owner of Aspen's Bar and Grill. And it's been a while since I've been in the room with all these, so I'd like to say first, thank y'all for serving, from the employees even to the volunteers on all the committees, because I know y'all do hard work, and sometimes it's thankless work. So we really do appreciate it. I know most of y'all, it's good to see y'all working hard and taking up for the community. I think my main thing to relate to is the agenda item, which is, you know, I've had Aspens for 10 years now. I've lived here since '08. There has been a lot of changes through the years. There probably may still be some changes. I do know that the police force that we have now, from my interaction and from my employees' interactions and from some of the neighbors, it's been pretty on point. Every time there's any incident or anything and I ask an employee what, you know, how did the officer come in and how they handled it, they always give them 100% grade A. I think with all the officers being behind Chief Donaldson and that cohesion that they've kind of came to, because in the past officers wasn't like that, I think that's something to say about Chief Donaldson. And I call him Chief Donaldson now because I don't think he should be interim. I think he should be the chief. That's it.
Thanks, Vince. Ms. Fisher?
Hi, I'm Sherry Fisher, 7280 Shore Drive. I've been out here for 11 and a half, almost 12 years. This is concerning Chief Donaldson. I've known him ever since I've been out here, and he has been the most respected, most professional officer that I've communicated with. He has been there, and all of the tragedies out here, especially with the hurricanes, he knows I live by myself, so he checks, makes sure everybody's okay. I have the utmost respect, and I just love him to death, and we need him.
Thank you, Ms. Fisher. Anybody else? Having none, public comments is closed. Item number 5 is consent agenda, items consisting of A, B, and C. Does any items need to be pulled by council? Having none, is there any objections to consent agenda? Having none, consent agenda is accepted, A, B, and C. Moving on to item 6, new business discussion action may be taken on the following items. Item A is a resolution number 2023-03. A resolution of the City of Clear Lake Shores, Texas, providing that a general municipal election be held on May 6, 2023 for the purpose of electing 1 mayor and 2 aldermen, and a special election for the adoption of state law applicable to police officers that establishes a collective bargaining in a majority of the affected employees' favor representation by an employees association, preserves the prohibition against strikes and lockouts, and provides penalties for strikes and lockouts, designating the polling place, providing the form of the ballot and for such election, directing the giving of notice of such election, and providing for details relating to the holding of such election.
Alright, I'll make a motion that we, accept resolution number, 2023-03.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Fisher, second by Mr. Scanlon. Any discussion? Having none, all in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay. Having none, motion passes. Item B is ordinance 2023-02, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Clear Lake Shores, Texas, to adopt general changes to the Code of Ordinances by amending Chapter 2, Article 3, Division 2, Section 2-68, spending authority of mayor and city administrator. Rick Fisher, do you have anything to add?
No, I'm gonna just, make a motion that we, pass ordinance, 2023-02.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Fisher, second by Mr. Cronister. Any discussion? Having none, all in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay? 3-2, motion passes. Alright, item C is consider and approve the EDC to procure replacement of the palm trees in the town center per the plan presented by the EDC and attached proposal from Palms of Paradise. As you're aware that was presented last time and it had not to exceed value. We went back and straightened all that out and the bid was updated, and recently tonight the EDC approved it and now it's being presented to council for approval.
I make a motion to approve the EDC procedure replacement of the palm trees to town center.
I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Leday, second by Mr. Wordus. Discussion?
Are they tall enough?
3 times running. Alright, no further discussion. All in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Having none, motion passes 5-0. Item D is executive session, which we're doing 3 of them, I believe. The City Council will meet in closed executive session pursuant of Section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code to consult with the city attorney regarding pending or threatened litigation on or a matter that the duty of the attorney requires to be discussed in closed session. Item E is executive session. City Council will meet in closed session pursuant of Section 551.074 in Texas Government Code to deliberate regarding the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee. And item F, executive session. City Council will meet in closed executive session pursuant of Section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code to deliberate regarding the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a police officer or employee, consisting of interim chief of police and assistant chief of police. I will go into recess at 6:50.